Well, if you have been crocheting for any length of time, you have a lot of remnants like I do. And one of my projects is to make lap blankets for a local nursing home and give them to them at Christmas. And my goal is to get rid of all of my remnants and have only yarn for actual projects I want to work on. So, in order to do this, we're going to learn how to make a lap blanket that is a rectangular granny square, which is really an update on the one I did before. And I've got some tips and tricks for you along the way. But let's get started now. The ideal lap blanket should be about 30 inches wide and about 40 inches long. That's a 3-to-4 ratio. So in order to do this, we're going to, now this, if you want to do a slip stitch, that's just fine. I'm a knot person myself because I do slip stitches when I knit, but they only work about half the time. Oh, less than half the time, somewhere around the third or fourth try. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, there's a thing I call granny clusters, and that's 3 double crochets in a row, then a chain stitch. And so I'll talk about granny clusters a lot. But the first thing we're going to do is we are going to chain 24. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oopsie, that didn't work out. Let's try that again. Oh, I split my yarn. And let me talk a little bit about splitting yarn. Splitting yarn is sometimes because of the yarn itself, as you can see. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to pull it out to the beginning. And some of it has to do with your technique. So here, watch this. I put this in here. I yarn over and notice how my hook's turned underneath. That way it's harder to catch those individual ones. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oops, I need more yarn. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, then we're going to slip stitch into the very first one. Okay, here we go. Slip stitch into here. Then you just put it through, grab hold, pull through, and pull through the other hoop. Nope, now we're on the outside. Okay. Now this time we're going to chain 3, which is usually what you use for as an equal to a double crochet. However, if your slip stitch gives you some height, chain 2. So 1, 2, 3. That's going to be a little bit big, but that's okay. This is the most awkward portion of the whole thing. It's like, can I please get through with this? Okay, there's 2. There's 3, and chain 1. Okay, gee whiz, we only have 11 more to go. We're going to do 12 of these. So if you're ever doing this and you want to make it a different size, just remember how many granny clusters you have, double the number of chains, and it should work out just fine. And my biggest problem in the last one I did, because I've got 2 more that are in various stages, so we can see how it goes, because we're going to use 2, I'm using 2 different stitches. Now, one of the things while I'm doing this, that's 3, is that take out your remnants. They don't really even have to go together. Somebody made a lap blanket in our little group at the senior center, and there's just a little section that was all black. Everything else was in pinks and whites and greens and all sorts of pretty colors. And it's funny, The black stood out sort of like Marilyn Monroe's beauty mark, which is kind of cool. So, but one of the things you might want to consider is taking your smallest remnant and working on that first, okay? And then go up from there or vary it any way you'd like. It's not necessary that your yarns all be the same weight, but whatever your biggest one is, that's the hook you should use for all of it, okay? Otherwise your gaze gets thrown off and yeah, it's gonna look, yeah. So, yep. But see how when I pull through, I turn my hook over? The other thing is, yeah, this is the way I hold my yarn. There's 72 different ways of holding your yarn, but there's a little bit of tension there. And one of the things I noticed when I was sewing is that, now not so much here because I'm doing my best just to even hold on to this stuff here, because there's no real tail. You're holding on to the whole circle. And it's very, very awkward, but that's okay. It won't be for long. Then it gets real easy, and you just fly. You know, grab a soda, or your favorite juice, or even a glass of water, maybe something to nosh on, turn on the TV, and crochet away. Or invite a friend over, have some coffee, and sit and talk and crochet and gossip about all your neighbors. Okay, or your family, or whoever you want to gossip about. You know, anything. Okay, we're going to have to go back and count in just a minute. And one of the things I'll try to do, because my video editing really needs a lot to be desired. Okay, how many do I have here? Pull that out. Okay, I have, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, I only have, I don't know how many to go. Oops, that's the wrong way. Which way am I going? Over here. Okay, yeah, you're going to have to tighten these up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to start from here, tighten up here, pull these over. Come on, you can come. But you want this to be able to lay flat, so be careful. Don't tighten it up too much. Okay, I'm going to tighten these up because otherwise I won't have room. So if I'm going to have 12, I just need 5 more. Okay, all right, there we go. Yeah, it looks like a pretty small space. That's all right. We're going to move these over. Okay, so I've got 7. I need 7 more. What am I saying? No, 12. Can't get my numbers straight anymore. Did that with making blueberry pancakes this morning. I was using a half-cup measuring cup, and I said, okay, well, I need 1.5 cups or something like that. Anyway, I ended up putting it maybe 2 or 3 more half cups in that. And I went, wait a minute, this is way too much. That's all right. I threw in another egg. And a little bit more milk came out just fine. But I did put a little too much baking powder in them. They kind of wanted to rise, and then they don't cook through, and then you got to smash them down. You know, all sorts of issues. But you know what? They tasted okay. And yeah, because this is Sunday, and I make brunch every Sunday. Aren't you thrilled to know that? That's okay. I'm going to speed this up on the tape if I can. And then, okay, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay, I need one more stitch here. 9. Get in there. Sometimes I have trouble. There. 10. That's 9. this is going to be 10. Okay, and if you're unfamiliar with the double crochet, let me go over that. It's yarn over, go through, come back, yarn over, pull through two, and pull through two. Okay, I need one more. This is going a lot better than the first two did. That other one. If you got a stretchier yarn, try using that for your first one, because you know it's going to be a lot easier, because we're going to pull on this as we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to slide over, son. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Come on. 9. That's 10. Oh, I got lots of. Okay, 10, and I just pulled out my stitch because I wasn't paying attention. And 2 more. And then we can get started on the next part, which is a whole lot more exciting. But you got to think a little bit. Well, a lot of math went into this, I'll have you know. Not that I don't like math, I really do. As long as we don't get into things like cosine, sine, and tangent. Yeah, that's trigonometry. I don't do that. But multiply, add, subtract, and divide. Yep. Okay, there's 3 of those. And we need 1 more. Okay. Looks like it's going to turn out nice. There's 1. Okay. And 2. And 3. Now, this isn't my smallest one, but we're going to have lots of green and yellow in this one. Okay, so now I'm going to slip stitch into, oh, this is another thing I wanted to tell you all about. Okay, see how I have these 2 things right here? Okay, I'm going to go through both of them. Because when you go through just one, you end up pulling up, and then now you got a big loop, and it's ugly, and it's not tight. And so I'm pulling through 2. Pull through. Okay. Oh, okay, another thing I'm going to show you. See what I've got? Do you see where there are 2 strands of yarn there? That means I haven't done my single crochet. It's 3 double crochets and a single crochet. Now, see, now I can tell I can't see those 2 anymore. They're down here somewhere. Okay, so yeah, I messed up. I do it all the time. That's one thing nice about crochet. Okay, I'm going to pull through these 2. I'm going to check and make sure I got something underneath. Pull up, okay. And I'm going to chain 2. I'm chaining 2 this time. Now is where we have to start paying attention. Because what we're going to do is we're going to have, well, you'll just have to see. Okay, so I've got a space here. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more double crochets, because those 2, and that's why I kept saying, you know, sometimes they say two chain stitches, sometimes they say 3. Well, if it's going to add height, just use 2. Otherwise, it's going to look off. Okay, I chain 1. All right. Now I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to make this a corner. So watch this. I do 1, 2, and that's in that 1 chain space that we made between each one of our little granny clusters. And chain 1. The nice part about this video is, since it's going to be on YouTube, you can slow it down as much as you want to. You can stop it, repeat it. Okay, I got 3. Oh, I got 2, so I've got to chain 1. Now I'm going to do another granny cluster in the same place. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, it doesn't mean you can't make a regular one, and I'll have another video sometime in the future. We're going to do one granny cluster here, where we do a V-stitch, lap blanket, where it's straight. And doesn't mean you can't use remnants and that, but you know what? They do much better when you're going around, okay? And it doesn't matter the colors or what combination, because anything you do is going to look nice. It really is. Take my word for it. Okay, so I got one here. I'm going to make another corner here. So it's going to be 1. Let's hope I make this right. 2. Because I'd hate to stop the video and have to redo it or do editing. And like I said, I'm not real good at it because I don't do it all the time. And I think being more natural is better. So, okay, remember I put that chain in between those 2 3, so I'm going in the same hole twice. And this is what you have to remember, okay, is this makes a difference. All right. Okay, and I've got my 3, I chain 1. Now I'm going to go to the next one. Now the next one's going to have, let's see, 4, I think. We'll see. Okay. 1. Okay, here we go. And just as a refresher, yarn over, go through, grab hold, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. And since this is 3rd one, chain. Okay, let's do the next one. And here we go. Because according to my notes, there should be 4 here, if I've done it right. And it makes sense because, oops, where did I put my little X's? I think I put my little X's on the other day. Yep, it's 1, 2, 3. It's actually, okay. We'll do some counting in a minute. If you're counting this one, that's 1, 2, 3. The next one's 4. And so, and then, now, just to make sure we're getting this done right, okay? If the next one is a corner, and then I have 1, and then I have another corner, I have 1, 2, maybe I didn't make enough. I don't know. We'll see. Next one's going to be a corner. Okay. And the 5th ones have to be a corner. Okay. We're making this one a corner. We'll see what happens. If I've messed up, not the first time, won't be the last, but I have several examples to show you, so you'll get the idea. And that's the important part. Okay. And we're making a corner. Wake up, Anne. Here we go. Okay. And, okay, I'm going to have another corner coming. Forgot about that. 2, because you know what? It's a rectangle. It's going to... Well, through the magic of television, guess what? I have finished. Well, I haven't finished, but at least I got this started going. Now, it looks a little funky, yes, and it's a little bulky over there, not so bulky there, some of it, but you know what? It's going to change as you go along the way, because, and let me show you, all right? Oops. This one I've been working on, and I'm going to turn the camera on so you can see it. Can you see it? There. But this one will lay flat. Doesn't lay flat on the screen, but it lays flat. It will lay flat. And now, I bet you noticed something. There aren't any granny squares up there. No, because one of the nice things about a V-stitch is that V-stitch has the same number of stitches as a granny cluster. And so you can alternate between the two, especially if you have some yarn you want to go a little bit farther because it doesn't take up as much yarn. So let's go over what that's going to look like. So I chained my 2, and actually now I need a 3rd chain because that's the chain space. And then I yarn over, pull through, come up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 1. Let's do another one. Go in, come back, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. One thing else I wanted to tell you, and it's the same as in knitting. They tell you not to knit on the tips of the needles. No, you want to go this part here. That's the part that gives you the size of your stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2, come up, pull through 2. See how I go back and forth? And see, it's going to come out the same size. So as you can see, I hope you can see, it looks perfectly even with the granny clusters underneath. And I decided, okay, I'm changing color. I'm going to go to the V-stitch. And after I run out of this color, which is going to be a while, but I do have one that's finished, but it's not in the same vein. Now, what about the hole? Well, I have another video that shows you how to do flower. You can do that. But since these are going to a nursing home, and I don't know if they're going to be for a man or a woman, and some men might object to having a flower. We've got this flower here. So what I did was I weaved in and out. This is very similar to the yarn that's down here. Okay, so you see down here, looks the same. And so I just weave back and forth, and I'm going to try some other things, and hopefully you'll get to see them. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, and if you're in my group that meets on the first Tuesday of the month, I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks.